Greetings, people. It's Mr. Paul the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. The only man that is scattered, the only man that has made charlatans in Nigeria run helter-skelter, the only man that has made bloggers in Nigeria run helter-skelter. And you know what? Okay, one thing that I just need to say before I proceed. You people, I have people here. I don't have fans. I don't have followers. I have a family. There are people that can just never be shaken from Mr. PDT. There are people who just like this video before they even listen to what I'm going to say. And they are warriors, they are my heroes. Those that will just start commenting before they listen to what I'm going to say. And you think you can convince these people and come up with different narratives to say, Profex is a blackmailer, Profex is this, Profex that. These people are sold out. These ones are just wasting their time. The Nigerian bloggers that are running helter-skelter, left, right, and center, trying to dissect, trying to find what they can use to discredit Mr. PDT. How possible is it? That's the question. That is just an impossible possibility. People love me, Shem. And the love that people have for me is what is causing this discourse in the streets of Nigeria, in the blogging streets of Nigeria, in the charlatan streets of Nigeria. People just love it. Come on, you people, you love me, and I really appreciate. I really appreciate Shem. You people, kudos to you. I'm just lovable. Listen, if someone that was sent to come, if I can make someone, Doris Ogala, that was sent to come and trick me, to come and bring me to Nigeria, to fall in love with me, someone who had no good intentions for me, if I can make someone who was sent to come and pull me down, fall in love with me, what about you people that have a noble reason to love me? What more of you people? No, kudos has to be given when it's due. You people, I love you. Just be rest assured that Mr. PDT loves you more than you love him. With all the shaking, with all the narratives that are being sold, with all the Chioma voice recordings that are coming up, there are people that are still just holding on to Mr. PDT. Do you know why? Do you know why these people are still holding on to me? Because they know Chioma thought I'm the project, yet she was my project. For Chioma, I think we should open a separate page whereby we can have an entire series between me and Doris Ogala, the chronicles of Doris Ogala and Mr. PDT, or Mr. PDT and his Delilah. That's just the channel. That's just the route we have to take. But that one is a series on its own. It's a bump, like a hito. But I appreciate you people. That's one thing that I just want to make it clear to you people. And one thing I want you to understand, the reason why I'm not liked by charlatans. Charlatans, I'm referring to the false prophets from Nigeria. They don't love me, they don't like me, and they're after me because I'm making it difficult in their business. I'm making it difficult for them to cash out from their clients, from their gullible clients. So I'm literally a thorn in their flesh. So they'll never no one will ever like someone who tampers with their income. Anyone who tampers with their money, no one will ever like that person. And the reason why I'm not liked by the bloggers from Nigeria is because I've also made it difficult for them to cash out. How did I do that? I'm the only one who's against them demanding money from people. Because they also have this modus operandi of coming and displaying their account numbers on the screen and putting their PayPal details on the screen and asking people to donate. Please donate to us. If you want to donate, here's a GoFundMe. They'll go and they'll cause trouble with charlatans. In charlatans, sometimes they sue them. And when they're sued, they come back and start demanding money from people. Please send us money. We are being sued. There's this case. The legal charges are like this. Please donate. And then I am the only one who comes and says, no, that is nonsense. Those that come and say, please support us, support our channels, support our work. Please send us money. Okay, what different are they from the charlatans that we are trying to fight? That's one thing they don't like me because I'm against that concept entirely. The concept of taking money, of soliciting funds from your followers or from your fans, I'm totally against it. Do you know why I'm against it? These people, they've monetized all their channels. They've created double channels. Two. If you can check them now, you realize that they probably have a backup channel and a backup channel. They have the main channel and the backup channel and the backup channel to the backup channel. And some of you would think that they are doing that so that they can keep data. No, they're doing it because they are cashing out from these platforms. On Facebook, you might realize that they have multiple channels, platforms, and they have monetized all of them. So my question is, how is it so difficult for these bloggers to use this money that they collect from these monetized channels to fund for their legal costs when they are being sued by the charlatans? How is it appropriate for them to come and demand money for support when they are collecting money already from their platforms? That's the only problem that I have with them. And the fact that I don't do it, it bothers them. Come on, tell me. When have you ever heard me coming to say, please, can you support my work? Please, can you send me some donations? Please, here is a GoFundMe. Can you donate towards the Enlightenment series? I think it's bollocks. And you never hear me do that. I don't believe in that. You people, you've been robbed too long for too much. For a very long time, you've been giving to charlatans. So what difference does it make for you to start giving to Solomon? There's another one called Solomon. He's also from Nigeria. And I heard that they were saying that Prophet is a blackmailer. Come on. I want to respond, but where do I even start? That one does not, he's 51 years old right now, and he's the one that looks after the family. And when I say look after the family, I'm not saying support the family. He looks after the family when the wife has gone to work. He's the one that takes the wife had to buy him a small car so that he can take the kids to school and bring the kids back. He can cook for the kids. He can wash the kids, dress the kids, and make sure that the kids are okay. He's more like the maid. He's the wife in his marriage. He's married to some woman who's an accountant. Do you see what? Okay, I don't want to generalize. Do you see what 419s do? They target women that have money, that have secured their future. Now imagine a scenario like that where the man is the wife and the wife is the husband. And how do you take pride as a man to come and actually call Mr. PDT a blackmailer when you are the wife in a marriage and you're 51 years old? If by the time I get to 51, come on, I'll be a boss somewhere on a private island. And this is a blogger. He's a blogger actually at 51. He does nothing for the family, nothing other than changing and washing the kids. And I'm not trying to undermine him as a man, but I'm just saying for someone like that to talk about Mr. PDT as a blackmailer, I don't see the balancing. And I heard that he said that he met me at this mall. He's actually based in South Africa. He was in a very small car. And I heard someone calling me, hey, Mr. PDT, criminal. And then I'm checking, who's this now calling me Mr. PDT, criminal? In that time, I'm going to open my my Ford Mustang GT Rocher edition, limited edition, supercharged, 4-pipe V12. And this 51-year-old is driving in a Picanto, a very small car, and he's calling me a criminal. So I'm checking, I'm turning around. I said, okay, I wanted to respond, but come on, where do I start? Levels, come on, levels. I just watched, I just looked, and then I just laughed. So there are levels to these things, you know. There are some things that you can hear coming from certain people that are not worth addressing. We can't address these people. We can't, say, okay, I know this. Some of them are just frustrated, like the UK blogger, Maureen. Come on, where do I start? Even if I want to address Maureen, come on. You see, Maureen and Solomon, these people should just be united because they are the masters of gossip. These are the biggest blackmailers that you can think of. These two, they are the ones that come and start demanding money from people. Maureen was being recently sued by Suleiman. This one, she had was it 4 platforms on YouTube or 4 platforms on Facebook, which are all monetized. And she makes money from all those platforms. And when she gets sued, she come and demand money from people. Please support me. Here's my GoFundMe. The legal charges are like this. Why do you need money from people when you're already collecting from the channels? I just don't see the balance. Okay, people, get me right. There's nothing wrong supporting, okay? There's nothing wrong with supporting. But if these people are already making money from their platforms, why do you need to give them money for? For what? That's just my cry. These are the two blackmailers, Ashwams and and Maureen. They are blackmailers. They are taking your money at every given opportunity. When you're watching them, put star. I don't know what do they call them? Superstars. Hey, I see Omna come here, Omna join, subscribe. Come on, I see all that is nonsense, man. It's just the same rule book as the charlatans. It's just the same rule book, just in a diplomatic manner. They come to expose them so that they can cash out. Me, I would rather cash out from these criminals than to cash out from you. I know, I'm not do that. I will not stoop that low. To come and demand money for support from people, I will not do that. And they don't like me for that. That's why you see them every time they get an opportunity to launch an attack on Mr. PDT, they don't waste it. But the challenge that they have now is the people that I have, they are sold out. They are sold out. They can try shame. And they've been trying. They are not succeeding. They are not. The love and likes here, they are just overwhelming. And I appreciate you people. No, I really do. I really do. I really do. I know we need people like that, We need them. We need them. I think to some extent, I feel like they feel like, no, I'm taking over, what they've been doing for so long, and they've not been able to cause this impact. They've not been able to, to bring this change in this religious, religious circles. These people, they've been doing this for long. They've been trying shame. This thing of exposing charlatans, they've been trying, but they just don't have a tactic. They don't have a strategy. They don't know how to do it. So now when they come across Mr. PDT, the right man for the job, they get offended. They get offended. But I think if they read their Bibles, they should be able to relate. What I'm doing here is just an emulation of the scriptures. We had John the Baptist. He knew he was not the man. He knew he was not the Messiah. They don't know their purpose. All they had to do was to just warm the ground for me. John the Baptist had to come to just clear the path for Christ, for the Messiah. So that when the Messiah comes, he will start from somewhere. And when the Messiah came, John the Baptist slowed back. He took a step back. He took it easy. He never preached ever again. That's the same scenario with these other bloggers that have been trying to hit on charlatans. Come on, you people, you did your part. Kudos to you for the time that you did what you did. But Mr. PDT is here now. It's time for you now to relax. Let me now carry on from where you left. I can manage this. I can handle this. I don't need, the other ones that are claiming to be. I can do this. It's a one-man's job. I can do it. Trust me. I have what it takes. I'm the chosen one. I am the chosen one. It's time for you. The reason why they are now having difficulties in their lives or difficulties in controlling narratives is because they are still trying to compete with Mr. P. How do you compete with Mr. PDT? How do you do that? Where do you start, even if you want to start? Okay, check what they are talking about right now. Check any of the content that they've been. The only time they are having content is when now they are talking about Mr. PDT. Mr. PDT is now the subject of the conversation because they've realized that Mr. PDT has scattered the table. Mr. PDT has done what they couldn't done in years in less than 6 months. And Mr. PDT has been heard more than they've been heard all the time that they've been trying to do what they've been trying to do. So now you can understand the anger. But this is just biblical, people. Just take a step. Come on. Doesn't matter if you've been doing this for 10 years or 15 years. Doesn't matter. God has his appointed ones. God has his chosen ones. God has the called ones. You people, you chose yourselves, and some of us were chosen. You people, you volunteered to do this. Some of us, we had no choice. We were made to do this. I never thought I'd be talking about charlatans. I never thought I'd be exposing false prophets. That was not my plan. I never wanted to do that. I was never happy seeing the manipulations. I was just angry about it. But when God is a calling upon you and when God wants you to do something for once and for all, you're not even going to be doing this for a long time. We don't even need to do this for a long time. Jesus started preaching from 30. Was it 30? Yeah, up to 33. He passed away. He ascended to heaven. Just in 3 years. This is not a job that needs people that have done this for more than 10 years in the past. This is a job that just needs Mr. PDT who will just come and scatter the table and make sure that the entire Christendom is liberated from these jackals, from this falsehood. So people don't hate me. At the end of the day, everybody is going to chop breakfast because I'm also enlightening you of these people that are attacking me that you don't know. There are things that you did not know that I'm actually now introducing to you. There are things that you do not know that I'm now teaching you. So when I teach you these things, you become too spiritual. Oh, this thing of exposing charlatans, there's nothing to do with spirituality. Don't confuse, don't mix the two. When you're coming to expose charlatans, listen, the Maureen and the Solomon, you don't need to start by prayer. Oh, let me Father quote Kaita. Some things are just basic and straightforward. Let's just hit it straight like that. You don't need a sense of discernment here. That's why you don't bring anything on the table because you're discerning too much. And you're confusing yourself. You think you're telling yourself the truth, but you're just telling yourself, hogwash. It's your dreams, your aspirations, and whatever ideas that you have. And you think it's the spirit communicating with you. Yet, it's just your selfish motivations and your greediness for money that is pushing you to be recording useless videos each and every day. I'm being used, people. So don't fight. You can't fight. You can't fight God and win. You can never succeed. Do you know what? The reason why I actually did this video was not to, I'm seeing now it's 17 minutes already in the video. And I have not yet spoken about the reason why I did this video. Okay, I'm going to make it short so that I can just give people an update about the case of baby testimony, about Christ Messeland. Is it Christ? About Messeland School in Zambia. Okay, this is the information that I think should be consumed by the public. The information that I think is vital, not only for the public or not only for the people that are following through this case of baby testimony, but I think it's information that is vital even for the people that are watching this video that I'm doing right now. Because I believe the more they know what we know, the better. Because the last time I did a video about the case of baby testimony, I think we highlighted and we were connecting dots to find out the connection between Messeland Christian School and Messeland Deliverance Ministry. Messeland Christian School is in Zambia. And there are so many red flags about that school because of the name. Not just the name, but Precious Lungu's affiliation to it. So through some findings, there are just few things that I want to highlight to everyone from the findings of the connections and the administration of the school and the respective parents of both people. They are still saying it's one or two of the boys. But there's a reason why I highlighted that young man that was in front. And the reason was that because, of course, he resembles baby testimony and he looks exactly like baby testimony. But one thing that caught my attention was his age, because it was confirmed that that young man is actually 5 years old. So when you do the mathematics and then you check out when baby testimony was abducted in 2019 and he was 2.5 years old. Now we are in 2022, beyond April, which means 5 years. He should be 5 years by now in some months. So that's the main reason why I say that young man in front, he resembles the boy, and with the information that is at hand and his age and everything, I thought this could be baby testimony. And to the men, to the parents, to the acclaimed parents of this young man, I don't want you people to see this as a threat. This is not a threat, honestly speaking. We are desperate people. And one thing we want to alert you, okay, whoever that is in charge of these parents, is don't be shaken. Don't move. If your hands are clean, if these two boys have nothing to do with baby testimony, there's nothing that will befall you, nothing at all. But don't shake. Don't even be worried. As long as you can prove it to the people, you can prove it to us. That's why I want to bring this to the public, so that we make it difficult for them to make any move or to move the child to any other place, so that they know that we know. So the issue of the school called Messeland it has actually been realized that it has two directors. And one of these directors is called Mr. Wise, Mr. Wise Mainza. He is the director of this school. So from what we found out is that those two kids, they belong to one of the directors. It's not yet clear which one of the two directors these kids belong to. Do you know what was my fear before we even pursued? The reason why I had to draw back a little bit concerning the issue or addressing this issue in public. My fear was these people or this school, they might say they downloaded these pictures from the internet. And once they say that, they could have maybe moved themselves from being held responsible or from accounting on the issue of where that child is. But the good news is it was actually confirmed. The police actually confirmed it. They confirmed it through the police that no, these kids that you see on the poster, the parents of these kids, one of the parents is a director of the school, which made me settle. So with that being established, now it's easy now to track any, not just any movement, but now it's easy to hold them accountable if that child is actually baby testimony. And I know, Mr. Wise, you're watching. Like I said, we're not yet alleging. But one thing I want to tell you, Mr. Wise, is the issue that we are dealing with here is very sensitive. And the way that is sensitive, I don't need you to panic. If this child is not baby testimony, don't worry. You don't have to tell us that it's not. You do not have to send us birth certificates that it's not. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope everyone can agree with me, because if that child is actually testimony, if that child is testimony, chances are when he got to Zambia, all his paperwork was done. No loophole was left. Names were changed. Registrations were made to actually make this child become a son of this family or of this man. So that alone is not enough. This happens in all child trafficking situations. Any country where children are being trafficked to, when they are being adopted in any family, they make sure they do all the paperwork for those kids and make it link with the family which is adopting them. So to Mr. Wise, I hope you're watching, and I know you are watching. There's a lot that is going to happen. And if there's nothing to hide from your end, don't move, brother. Because on this case, no one can run and hide. If you have absolutely nothing, if this is actually your biological sign, then kudos to you. But the issue is we believe that that child is baby testimony. That child looks like baby testimony. So we're not accusing you of any crime. We're just saying if you can comply, if there is any way for you to comply. We don't want to bring any fright to the kids. We don't want to bring any fright to the family. No. We don't want to do that. If there's a way we can have this, conversation, if there is a way that we can establish or these details that we are looking for, we just want, Mr. Wise, if you're watching me, we just want to move as fast as possible in the pursuit of baby testimony. That's just my appeal to Mr. Wise. We're not being violent here, and we are very calm people. But all I can say is your compliance will be appreciated if you are watching me. That is if you're watching me, and I believe you're watching me. That's why I said that you don't need to be frightened. You don't need to be worried about anything. If it was my child that was being confused with someone else's child, I wouldn't worry. That's why I'm saying that, Mr. Wise, you don't need to run. You don't need to do anything if you have nothing to do with this, if that is actually your child. So that's just my message. I know people are saying, move in. People, you cannot just move in before you establish things. Do you understand? We cannot just come in and start claiming that, this is baby testimony. Give us baby testimony. We can't do that. But the most important thing is, Mr. Wise, he won't run away. Whoever is the parents to this child, they cannot run away to anywhere. That's the good thing about bringing this to public notice, so that they know that all the eyes are on this case. And once that happens, chances of people compromising, there will be very less. The more these investigations are done privately, there will be a lot of compromise. Police can be bribed. Authorities can be bribed to say, okay, let's just write these documents. But I know there are so many officials from Zambia watching me right now that will make sure that that does not happen. That's why they need to be alerted. That's why they need to know about these developments. That the child that we are looking for, the child that we are assuming to be baby testimony, belongs to one of the directors of Mercyland Christian schools. Christian school, I mean. And this compliance will be very much appreciated. And when the right time comes, we will get to that point whereby that conversation can be had, where we can have that kind of a conversation. And we know what how that child looks like. We will not be accepting any children that will be brought forth to confuse us. We know the one that we can see on this poster, the two that we can see on this poster. We have mastered their looks and everything. And when the right time comes, I hope the right thing will be done. So that's the main connection that I just wanted. I mean, the piece of information that I think people need to know, and that I think most people need to have, so that everyone can know the direction in which we are taking, so that everyone can know what is happening. We have Christ Mercyland in Zambia, and in Zambia there's Precious Lungu, and Sister Ruth Matthew confirmed that Precious Lungu is one of the women that abducted baby testimony. Apart from that, we have Christ Mercyland in Nigeria. And in Christ Mercyland in Nigeria is the church where Ruth Matthew lost the child that we are looking for, baby testimony, 3 years ago, on the 15th of April 2019. So the name of this church is Mercyland Deliverance Ministries. And the name of this school where we found a child that looks like baby testimony is Mercyland Christian School. So that alone, I don't think it can be a coincidence. That alone, it raises suspicions. That's why I would want Mr. Wise to cooperate, or if he has any information that can help us in bringing this truth as soon as possible, we would appreciate him. One thing I have learned is if we delay this, if we do not talk about this, anything can be done. If this is actually baby testimony and Jeremiah Omoto is aware, if he is involved, this child can be moved any minute, any hour. And we might lose trace of our lead. And I know they're also being careful wherever that they are to try to make sure that they protect whatever information that they want to protect. But the good thing is it's happening in Zambia. And in Zambia, it's not that easy to, I know Zambia is more strict than Nigeria. In Zambia, the right thing will be done. And I know that for a fact. As long as this thing is known. I learned the hard way. I always say this, that I lost a victim because I wanted to do the right thing. I wanted to follow the proper procedures of finding the truth. There's no any legal obligation that can arise from the alleged parents of this young man, because we are assuming, we are saying they look alike. The only thing that needs to be done is, you know what needs to be done to prove it, that this is actually not Ruth Matthew's son. Hi, come on, it's not even a big process. It won't even take time to establish that. So I think it's just a snippet of the information. It's just, brief information to let you people know what's game. So that when we realize that it's not or it's baby testimony, we know which direction to take again. We don't really have much time. And one thing I can, confirm with you is that child is still alive. Baby testimony is still alive. And we will get baby testimony. Be rest assured. As long as Mr. PDT is still breathing, we will get baby testimony. Through whatever means, through whatever ways, we will get baby testimony. And baby testimony will testify. So with that being said, it's Mr. Pull the Trigger. I'll check you out on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. I'm out.